Hello everybody. I just decided to hop on and do a little video and share a little, maybe also do a little reading on the current energies. We are approaching the new moon in Pisces. I think around, what is it, 10 degrees? I have the chart here. Around 10 degrees of Pisces or 9 degrees of Pisces. It looks like it's probably 9 degrees of Pisces. On February the 28th, depending on your time zone, it might be earlier, so it might already be, or it might still be Thursday. Give me 1 second, need to clear my throat. All right, and I shuffled the deck, and the card that is on top of it is Poppy. I don't know, Sleep Poppy. And with dreaming, and it's ruled by Saturn and Neptune, which are both in Pisces right now. And I'm a Pisces rising. I definitely can feel the energy right now, because not only will be the sun, and the sun already is in Pisces, the moon I suppose is still in Aquarius right now, but will enter Pisces soon, or maybe already entered, but I think not, but in the next hours. But yeah, we also have Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces in a conjunction with the North Node in Pisces, and also Mercury in Pisces right now. And I think that's it. It's a lot of energies in Pisces, and I can definitely feel it. I mean, I love the Piscean energy, right? It's usually quite soft and compassionate and dreamy, and it's a good time to really, tap into your intuition, sit with your intuitive gifts, but also pay attention to your dreams and really dream, take time to visualize, to connect with your heart, and what you really would love to see in your life, and what you want to create in your life, and also your artistic side, right? Piscean is very artistic, or Pisces is very artistic. Music, connecting with music, with art of all kinds, maybe also movies, if they're not violent or anything, but more dreamy movies, or movies that connect you to your personal dreams and what you would like to experience in your life. And so for me personally, it's been I've been going through massive changes, and I told you that. And I honestly, right now, I kind of have the feeling I hear the word breaking point right now. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's going through an experience like that, a breaking point where you know that something needs to change. And of course, that will be different for everybody. But I know people who are going through a very tough time already. And I told you guys that the year 2025 will be a year where we are asked to really move into the direction, or move into the move with our soul, with our soul's desires. And it already, it's not the year already started with that, for at least a lot of people. For some it will come earlier, for some it will come a little later, but and also of course to different degrees and all that, depending also on whether or not you all are already living a life that is very much in alignment with your soul. But if there are things in your life that you really wish to happen, and now I can really feel my heart, and I can almost cry. I mean, I could cry, but I won't right now. But if there are dreams in your heart, things that you really, that your soul really wants to experience in this life, and the path that you were on right now, for the last years, or are still on right now, is kind of not really getting you there, or hasn't been getting you there, might even be preventing you from experiencing these things, then this year the universe will find, or your soul will find, or your spirit will find ways to course direct. And I'm looking at this card right now. Is I don't know the English word, probably ginseng, maybe. I don't know I don't know. And the Magician, but it's like, you know, like we have a wheel here. Of course, this is like the wheel that is like kind of like controlled by us, or like we choose the direction in which we want to go. And that is like also like a topic that is coming into my awareness right now very strongly, because I'm right now I'm really tapping into my Gene Keys profile. If you don't know the Gene Keys, let me just finish this first. But so like the Magician, with the Magician, so like we choose in which direction we want the wheel to turn. Of course, you know, like only to a certain degree, as I just said, like it depends on which part of us makes the decision. So whether it's the soul or the ego, or best would be both together. And the other card that lies open here right now is this one with like, it's also about the wheel, and it says fate. Down here is obviously German for those who can't read it. And so yeah, we have like the wheel already twice here. So like the wheel is turning right now. And I also received that message a couple of days ago. But anyways, we'll see. We will pick some tarot cards also soon. But yeah, so the wheel is turning, and the best would be we get on board with our soul. You know, like we get really, really clear on what is in our heart, and what it is that we really truly want to experience. And from my own life right now, I'm really struggling right now, specifically with my business and with with my life in general, because a couple of days ago, I don't remember right now, let me see if I can find it, but I read something that really struck me. I don't want to design your business around your lifestyle rather than letting it dictate the quality of your life. So I thought that really kind of like hit me. Of course, you know, like I would really love to go, like, to have those things go together, like, you know, like have the lifestyle that and the business and both being in alignment. But for the last years, and for those who have been around for a long time, I'm just like celebrating the birthday of my business. However, the first business that I built was in 2019, and since that time I have been very, very focused on my business. And let's just say, like, I went through, me and my businesses went through a lot of changes and transformation. I closed down the first business, and then I opened up the new business in early 2022, February the 3rd, which is marked the birthday of my business, which I totally forgot this year, and like now remembered at the end of February. And for those of you who didn't see it, I put out a lot of discounts on my prices, on my services. So if you're interested in that, until March the 9th, you can book my services for a pretty nice discount. All right, so yeah, so like, my business has been going through a lot of changes. I've been going through a lot of changes, and like getting back to my integrity, actually, like, which means like getting really back to who I really am and my authentic self-expression that has been like a long journey for me, and it's still somehow rolling. And it's also on some level, of course, it's connected to my business, right? Like, my business is a kind of like a representation of what I'm going through. You can kind of like see my process represented in the content that I create, more or less. Let's see. Of course, I could go very, very deep into that, but so yeah, let's just say I kind of have the feeling that something really needs to change right now, and it makes me very sad because I can feel that I need to let go of something. It also feels somehow good and very soft. It's hard for me to talk about it because I can't be very precise about it, and that's also like, like I know that something needs to be let go of, that something actually right now is dissolving and changing, something that has to do with my lifestyle within the last 7 years or however long it was, I can't even remember, but it has been like a big part of my life has been such a struggle, and my business didn't really it's not really rooted yet. And I think that's probably also because I'm not very rooted, right? Like I've been traveling, I've been like sometimes at times really like a leaf in the wind, like, blowing this way, blowing that way, and not really having control of where I'm going. And now we're coming back to the gene keys that I just tapped into. So like the gene keys, just shortly for those who do not know what I'm talking about, the gene keys are kind of like an astrological system, very much connected to human design and also the I Ching. However, I'm not too deep into it yet, so like I cannot explain it very well, and so I won't. But every person has specific gene keys. I really like them because I really love to work with that system, because you kind of like receive, every person has like, I think like 10 gene keys or something like that, and like a chart with 10 potentials. So you have like 10 spheres, and in every sphere you will find 3 words, and the center word is like the potential that you have, and then you have the shadow frequency of that potential and the highest frequency, the acidic frequency. And I really like that because it's a lot about contemplation and like seeing, okay, what is the potential that I have, and what is the shadow that is connected to it. And a lot of them, with some things I'm struggling, and sometimes I think, for example, like my Piscean energy is not represented in that chart, and I'm a Pisces rising, but the rising sign doesn't matter in the gene key, so it's also related to or connected to astrology anyways. But I still really like to contemplate those things, and I have a specific gene key. Everybody has a specific gene key in their life's work, so like the spheres have different areas right, like of your life. And in my life's work, I have the gene key number 21 that moves from control through to authority. Authority is the gift, is the potential, so to say, and to valor. And I've been, really like contemplating that gene key and like trying to make sense out of it, and like because it's such a prominent position, like it's such an important position in that chart. And I just realized, or like one of the things that came to me connected to that gene key is authorship. And authorship is, somebody actually was talking, and like in some, I think podcast or something that I listened to, somebody was saying, like it's really about the choices you make, and like life throws you situations, and then it is about how you react to those situations, or like these decisions, like what decisions are you going to make, and like are you taking the authorship of your life in a situation like that, or are you like just like, oh my god, what is happening, like giving yourself to chaos and like letting the universe decide where you'll end up. Or are you trying to force things, like that's also the shadow. So like control is like either losing control completely, not having any control at all, or having the feeling that you don't have any control at all. And I know that very, very well, that shadow. Or trying to control, trying to, resisting actually, and like trying to make the universe decide something else, lead you somewhere else. Both are not, of course, there's like way more to say about that gene key, but anyways, like in this situation, I want to focus on that. Both will not lead to, there's like the saying, like resistance is the cause of all suffering. Maybe it's even from that gene key contemplation from Richard Rudd. I don't know. I have it on my phone to be reminded of that all the time. So like as a reminder in my calendar, resistance is the cause of all suffering. So it's more like going with the flow, but going with the flow also means to choose to consciously make decisions. Anyways, I think that might have been a little too much, but this is the magician talk. Like, this is what the magician is talking about, right? Like, so we cannot control life. We cannot always dictate what is happening, or what is going to happen, or what we want to happen, especially not from other people, for example. But it's more like about like how you react within a certain situation. Are you first accepting the situation as it is, and then allowing it to unfold until you know, okay, now I am in a position where I can make a decision, and I will consciously make a choice. And that choice, best case scenario, will be in alignment with your highest values. And we just had the elections here in Germany last Sunday, and I actually did make the choice. Like, I did vote for a party that's not necessarily like I'm not very into politics or like the different parties. So it's like not like I find that party is like the best thing ever or something. But like compared to all the other things, all the other parties, I thought that would be like the best choice. So I did vote in alignment with my values, so to say, in that situation. And I think that's really, really important. And I will come back to the present and this new moon in Pisces and all that in a second. But like, Pisces is actually talking about that, like Pisces is very, very spiritual, and it is like, it has very high values actually. Or it can have very high values. It can also completely give those values up. It's the sign of boundlessness. And so very, very connected to spirit, to the idea of that everything is one, and that we are actually like that we are actually ultimately one, and completely and fully connected on every level. We will only see like the choices we make, and I said this in a lot of videos, but it's really, really important to understand that the choices we make will create the realities we live in, we build, right? Like, that's the realities. The reality we live in is because of the choices that we have made in the past. It's not something that just is how it is. It's absolute utter bullshit. That's not how it works. We create our reality every moment through the choices that we make. So it's really important to understand that, like on a personal level, but also on a collective level. So yeah, but yeah, I have been struggling with that. Let me see, how do I want to bring this back to you, because I don't want to talk only about myself here, even though I kind of have the feeling that it might be good for you to, first of all, understand where I am right now, because this is my business, obviously, and you're probably like, what's she doing there? Is she doing something? When will the next video come out? And all these things. But also, of course, because I know that a lot of like sharing from the heart and sharing from own experiences always, there is always a match out there, right? Like, somebody will be able to relate and maybe understand their own issue a little better. So yeah, so I have been struggling within the last years a lot. And one thing that, are some things that I really, 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 really would love to experience in this lifetime, are things that kind of like got neglected during the last years, because I was so focused on making this business work and getting this business like running, up and running. Is that the right is that right word? But yeah, and it didn't work like I planned. It didn't work as I wanted it to. And that's why I'm struggling right now. That's what I'm really struggling with right now too, because I'm very frustrated and sad also, because I was hoping for something else, right? I was hoping for something else to happen. And I thought, like, like what I had in my head was like, I will make this business work and then everything else will unfold. But I suppose the universe's plan is different. It might be the other way around, which actually my North Node kind of like talks about in astrology now. But yeah, but also that work, like, you know, like it's I don't want to get too deep into it, but most of you know probably that I have had issues with like settling down. There was always something, and there's also like a big fear within me of being trapped somewhere, being trapped in some kind of system, whether that is an area, a specific area, or a specific group of people, and like in many different kind of ways, right? And that is like also like connected to, a lot of it is coming from my ancestral line, from one of my ancestral lines already. Like I know that, and I resolved a lot of these things already. But yeah, it's on some level, it's a huge trauma response, and it's, I think, even connected to PTSD. I was thinking about that. So there's like a high level of stress and very like charged fear within my system still of certain things that have to do with settling, and also like fear around ending up in toxic relationships, because of course that is, you know, like at least on some level what happened to me in the past, again and again and again, also like during the last 7 years. And not always, but you know, like, there were many different reasons. Anyways, all right, so I think, so the point is like, now I think I have the feeling that something really needs to change, because, and I feel, honestly, I feel desperate about that, or like not desperate, but I feel desperation around that topic, because I feel, on some level, I feel really helpless, because from my perspective, from my small self's perspective, I have like the feeling I tried everything, you know, like I really tried to settle. I tried to find my tribe. I tried to make my business work. And that's also funny, because it reminds me of another Gene Key. I don't remember which one, but where Richard Rudd quotes Star Wars, and I think Luke Skywalker says, I'm trying, and Yoda says, do or do not, there is no try. But you know, like I understand that, and I think that's really true. But, and I can see that reflection. It's hard to understand. It's more like a feeling of understanding it, right? And yeah, anyways, I feel like I tried a lot of things, and so I'm like kind of like, okay, I'm running out of ideas here. And of course I know that, you know, like with if you have a lot of trauma in regards to a specific topic, and everybody has at least one topic where you are like, oh God, you're moving through the same shit show again and again and again, like the mother freaking circle of life. Like, you know, like always the same, you always kind of like end up in the same scenario with different participants. I know everybody has these areas in their life where it's like, God, but why is this happening again and again and again? Yeah. And this is like, you know, like us moving through trauma, moving through our pain, moving through those wounds in circles. And every time it's a little different, and every time we heal something and we learn something and we unleash or unlock a gift part of those wounds. But it needs a lot of endurance, and also encouragement, I would say, like encouragement, and also knowing of how it works, right? And sometimes that doesn't help either, because sometimes we're just frustrated and sad and like angry, and that's fine, you know, like that's okay too. So if you feel frustrated and angry and like a bit hopeless or helpless, that is fine. That's just, you know, like accept that it is right now. Like yesterday, you know, like I really feel my heart open right now, and I really love that feeling, because I think for me personally, sometimes it's not so easy to have an open heart, also due to trauma, obviously, but it feels so nice, even though there is pain connected to it, and like I can feel that pain and I can feel all these emotions. At the same time, I can feel this willing of surrender. I can also feel the resistance to surrender still kicking in, the stubbornness and all that, but I can feel this willingness to surrender within me, and surrender is also a massive quality of Pisces, of the sign of Pisces. So this is, I think, like this new moon also like connected to this whole year. We are being asked to, or like asked the question, like in which area, what are you being asked to surrender to? And this can be hard, right? Like the resistance comes in my case, and probably also in other people's cases, when we try to control, when we are afraid because we cannot see the way. We cannot, like I'm sitting here, like yesterday evening, I was like, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do anymore. So yeah, I have the feeling I tried everything and nothing worked. And so now what do I do? Yeah. Yeah, so, and that's like hard, but I know that, well, that's what I'm hoping, that's what I know. I'm opening up and I'm like telling Spirit or my soul, you have to bring me the solution here. You have to bring me the solution because I don't know what to do anymore. And maybe that's exactly what needs to happen, right? Like I hear this so often, just to surrender, not as in giving up and throwing in the towel, but to yeah, admit that we do not know how to proceed, what to do anymore. And then if we can manage to be in this opening space and in this and stay in that feeling of darkness, like an unknowing, maybe not darkness, but unknowingness. I'm wearing a lot of white right now. It's bringing the light. But yeah, if we can manage to accept that this is where we are right now, like in this moment of surrender and of change and transformation, and that we do not know how to proceed, then at some point something will come in. And like it's really again, like I really want to emphasize this openness in our hearts. Openness, it makes us open, and it is easier for us to release when we are in a place of acceptance. And you don't have to be at that place. Like it's not a place where you have to be for years. I guess it's we're talking about hours, maybe days. Of course it depends, like, but that is, can you accept, can you trust, or like, can you gather enough trust and believe that in a couple of days things will change, and can you let go of your need to control and find a solution yourself for that time. Something will come in, and maybe you won't know the exact solution for another couple of weeks, but something will come in. Something will come in and will show you the next step. And so yeah, and I think like I will might probably do another video because this is already so long, but I think that the message is quite beautiful that came through now. Yeah, really, it's really helpful to take this time around the new moon for yourself, to connect with yourself, to sit with yourself, also in solitude and silence, or like like not necessarily as in silence. I mean, like not necessarily like chattering. You can of course also maybe like make music or create art or meditate or sing. I think singing is like, of course, for me, it's a big deal. I actually was singing earlier. But, you know, like something that helps you open your heart and like feel your heart and feel the love for this planet, and to open up to this, to those feelings, and like even create art of this idea of surrendering. Like, you know, like we'll think about that, how to do that. But yeah. All right, I think that's it. No card reading, even though the cards showed up. And I think there's like one card that wants to come out. It's cannabis. What's the word? Why isn't that? Like, this is how it looks like. So it's like really surrendering, actually. Like, it's not really surrendering, but what is the word? Why can't I think of it? Like, kind of like being in flow state in the universe. But letting go, you know, like letting go, opening up, surrendering, and just allowing the universe to carry you, and we again have Neptune and Saturn. Neptune and Saturn. I will show you the card. Doesn't mean that I, you know, like encouraging you to smoke, just to make that clear, because that's also Pisces. Pisces can be very drawn to narcotics and like, you know, like suppress the intuition. And this is like, but that's not the time to do that, but it's more like a time to open up. And I mean, I know that a lot of people are talking about different drugs in different kinds of ways. I'm usually not necessarily, especially if you are doing this quite often, maybe now is the time to not do it. Whatever feels right to you, but try to get into a state where you are really open to messages and inspiration to come in. All right. Yeah, so this is me. Again, change, and I'm very curious about what that will mean, because of course, obviously, I don't really want to let go of my business. That's like the last thing I want to do. But maybe we'll see. Maybe I will be forced to do that on some kind of level. There's definitely a big change again that is in the making right now, but maybe I will have to focus on other things for a while. And honestly, like, especially when it comes to connections and partnerships, I haven't had a partnership in a very, very, very long time. And like, especially when it comes to that, to being part of a community, I really miss that. And I mean, I have amazing friends, and I also like very connected to my family, but still, you know, like there's like, it's also like a part of everyday life, so to say, and I miss that. And I know that this is something that is a very big wish, actually, from my soul, and also like one of the biggest challenges so far. And yeah, but maybe it's about time to face that challenge head on, instead of, I don't know, don't want to say I'm running from it, but maybe a little bit. All right, I really hope that you are having an amazing time. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for everybody who's been on this journey with me. Like, this is really, it's a very small community still, but I'm so happy that you're here and that you've been on this journey with me. Like, that's like really like the sentence that's coming to me again and again, that you're part of my journey. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope everything is well with you, and talk to you guys soon. Bye bye, much love.